Hey, this is Brett with Kvell Fitness and Nutrition, and I am with Allicia. And you work at Birds of Prey, right?
Yes, I work at the Peregrine Funds World Center for Birds of Prey.
That's right. Yeah, it's a long thing. Which, if you haven't been there, phenomenal place to go and check out. Take your kids. It's a good. And you guys do fall flight, so that's going to be coming up in August.
It's actually coming up in the end of September.
September. Okay.
Yep. So last weekend in September, we'll be doing it Friday, Saturday, and Sundays at 3.
Which is one of the coolest things to see those birds do what they do.
Yeah.
But today we are talking about Kvell and what Kvell has done for you and what it kind of means to you. And so can you tell us a little bit about what you were looking for before you joined Kvell?
So before I joined Kvell, I was kind of in a rut. I moved to Boise about 1.5 years ago, and I hadn't really found a spot where I felt comfortable working out, a routine that I felt like I could stick to, and a community of people that I felt like I could really be motivated with. And I met one of the Kvell coaches actually at my work and introduced me to Kvell, and ever since then, I think it was December when I started, so it's been a little over 6 months, and I've consistently been coming, and I feel way better than I did before. I was in a rut in terms of life, stress, planning a wedding, and I was feeling pretty low, and this kind of got me back on track. I feel great. I feel not stressed at all. I feel this is probably the highlight of every day that I come in. So
boom. And so when you think about, like, okay, so what did you do in college? So were you pretty athletic?
Yes,
okay.
I actually pole vaulted.
Okay,
I was
great.
a track and field athlete, so I strength trained, ran. I did all of that in college, and since then I haven't found a place that I fit in or felt like I was able to really get that back.
Yeah.
And, just recently I started feeling that change. I mean, it took some time for me to get there, but I feel way more fit than I was 6 months ago, and it's comparable to where I was when I was in college. So.
Awesome. So, it's interesting. We had a former BSU soccer player who was talking about the same thing the other day, and she was like, I just couldn't find a place where it was more like that team atmosphere and you still felt athletic and some stuff like that.
Yep.
And so what do you think has kind of contributed to, the kind of some of the stress going away and being able to kind of start getting motivated and being fit? What parts of what we do have helped you with that?
I think the coaches all know who I am. Like, everyone is, greet you at the door from the moment you get in to the moment that you leave. When you're training, coming and helping with your technique, your form. If you're doing it wrong, you're able to get that one-on-one, which you're not really able to get at any other place. So I think that's really helped me personally, being able to have a coach that is here and sees when I'm doing something wrong to help me feel better in my form so that I can actually get the strength training out of it, not just go through the motions. I think that's helped me the most, and with the most success, I think, and feeling fit, at least. I hope that it is.
Yeah, and I think that from, I was an athlete growing up, and for me, it's like, it makes no sense almost to not have a coach. And it's probably similar for you. Like, we are used to having coaches. Yeah. And the coach is like how we get feedback on how we're, if we're doing things right or wrong, whatever. And it helps us get to places faster.
Right.
And so what would you say to somebody who hasn't tried this out yet?
I would say if you try, even just on the week 3 with a friend, or try for 21 days, which is how I started, it's $1. It's totally worth the $1, and it will change your life.
Boom. And then lastly, what's one piece of advice you can give to anybody who's looking to kind of get fit, get back into shape, or maybe just get into shape for the first time ever? What is like the one kind of gem that you say, here's one of the most important things? So
for me now, recently, has been the challenge. Offering the nutritional advice is like so amazing. I mean, I eat pretty healthy as it is, but having kind of this like really easy 1, 2, 3, this is what you should do. This will how it'll help you see results. I think that's the challenge has been the most beneficial. I think for me so far. because I feel the best I've felt. My last soccer game was the best soccer game I've ever had, so that was a pretty big deal.
Yeah. Well, and I think the challenge helps you focus, whereas, otherwise there's no, it's like you kind of might be,
not really motivated. You have guidelines and it's very clear where you want to go with the guidelines. So I think that really helps. So if I had advice or anything, I would say try the challenge because it's pretty awesome and it's helping me stay in that clear path.
All right, sweet. Okay, guys. So again, what time are you usually working out? You kind of all over the place, or
6 a.m. mostly.
6 a.m. Okay, so 6 a.m. You can come and down at our Boise location. You can come train with Allicia. She'll actually help you out if it's your first time. She'll help you out, help you get through the training session, make sure that you're doing everything right, as well as our coaches, of course. But again, $1 for 21 days. I've got a challenge coming up as well. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Brett.